This is like the 13th video I've recorded today, so I'm running on empty. I'll maybe go a little loopy, but maybe we'll keep things exciting. Let's find an equation from 2 points. We've done close to this. We've found the slope from 2 points. And now we're going to use that to find the whole equation. And remember that a lot of times in this section, we're going to be looking at linear functions, which is going to be b plus mx, or mx plus b if you want the conventional format. So we know the m, we just need the b. We got a step-by-step method. I wrote out 2 steps for you. First one is find the slope. We're good at that. We did that in the last 2 videos. The second one is find the starting value, otherwise known as the y-intercept, b, by using one of the points that we've got, right? We know we have 2 points, so just choose one of them, and then solve for b. Let's do that with example 5. Find the equation for the linear function graphed below. It's on the next page. All right, find the equation of this linear function that's graphed right here. All right, so right off the bat, we know the slope's going to be negative, right? Let's look at those 2 points. You can pick any 2 points on this graph, but this graph kind of plots 2 points so that you don't have to estimate. This first point is an input of 0 and an output of 7. The second point's an input of 4 and an output of 4. And again, let's call this one x1 and this one y1. The first x and the first y. This can be the second x and the second y. This person's second x was not as good as their first x. Whew. All right. I haven't made that terrible joke in a while. So let's just find the slope. Right? It's a change in y over the change in x. Second y minus first y divided by second x minus first x. 4 minus 7, negative 3 over 4. This says that our slope is negative 3/4. Slope is negative, should be decreasing. And we say, well, yeah, as we go left to right, we imagine a person walking down from left to right. They're going downhill. I love math. Ah. And that's the voice of this person. Anyway, so we found the slope, and we know that this is what our final answer should be, b plus mx. Well, we found what m is. Instead of saying plus and negative, let's just say minus 3/4. All that's left is filling in the b, and we're good. All right, so again, how do we interpret this slope? Negative 3/4 means we go down 3 and over 4. And you can see, right, that if we do go down 1, 2, 3, and right 1, 2, 3, 4, hey, that's exactly what's going on in this graph. So it checks out. Good way to check your answer. So we need the b. What were my instructions, Jason? Find the starting value, or y-intercept, by using one of the points and solving for b. Here, they actually give us our starting value, right? The starting value of this function, also known as the y-intercept, is 7. Well, let's say we didn't know that. Let's use one of our points. You could just say b equals 7. Or you could say, we're going to use the point 4, 4, find out. This can be our x, and this can be our function value at that x. If f of x is 4, we get b minus 3/4 times x, which is also 4. 4 is equal to b minus 3/4 of 4, 3. Add 3 to both sides, and looky here, we got the same b value we found before. Our final answer is going to be f of x is equal to b, which is 7, minus 3/4 x. All right, there you go. There you have it. So it's not officially a try it now problem, but I want you to try this now. Pause the video. Let's do this again, okay? Pause the video, see if we get the same answers for example 6. So it's a linear function. We know it's going to look like b plus mx. We just need to find m, and we need to find b. Our slope, let's say this is our first input. Even though it's next to the x, or sorry, even though it's next to the f, remember it's on the input of the function. It's on the inside of the function. 3 is the input. And what does that function spit out? It spits out a -2. This can be our second input, and this is what our second input spits out. When we put that 8 into a function, we get a 1 out. And actually, we already did this, right? This is the same example we did earlier in one of these. Yeah, this one. The slope was 3/5. You could do it all again, or you could say it's 3/5. Find an equation. We don't know the starting value. It doesn't start at -2. That's where it is at 3. 3 is not the start, though. Okay, so we need to use one of these x's and y's to get it. So we know f of x is equal to b, which we don't know, plus m, which we do know, times x. So we just need b. F of 3 is -2. When 3 is the input, -2 is the output. The output's -2. When the input is 3, and we have to solve for b. So let's simplify first. B plus 3/5 times 3. That's 3/5 times 3 over 1. Multiply those numerators, multiply those denominators. Ooh. And then we can subtract over 9/5. Now we're going to get that b is equal to -2 minus 9/5. 9/5 is also 1.8. You could write this as -3.8 if you want. But then that's kind of weird because we have a fraction here and a decimal here. Usually good to be consistent. Let's have either both of them fractions or both of them decimals. The f of x is equal to b, which is -3.8, plus the slope. Let's convert that 3/5 to a decimal, times x as our answer. And one of the ways that you can check our answer, because I'm a little nervous, I don't remember there being some fractions in this. One of the ways that you can check your answer is just plug in those inputs and see if you get the right outputs. All right, so if our input's 3, what happens? We get 3.8 plus 1.8, right? Because 3 times 0.6 is 1.8. And that's -2. Oh, good. We wanted an input of 3 to give us an output of -2. And likewise, if our input's 8, get -3.8 plus 0.6 times 0.8. Sorry, 0.6 times 8, that's 4.8. When you add those together, you get a +1. Great. We wanted an input of 8 to give us an output of +1. So we know we're right. Nice. 2 thumbs up. Have a good one. Bye-bye.